मेरे वतन तुझ पर फिदा हम सब का मन।
मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया, मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया, मेरा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया, हमारा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया।
जय 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 हे।
Namaste, everybody. Welcome to our celebration for India Day. I cannot believe it's August 10th. We have been working for months and months, but it is here. We are kicking off India Day celebration right here in Toronto. And I'm so excited to have our Honorable Consul General of India, Mrs. Apoorva Srivastava, here joining me to kick off this week. Namaste, Apoorva ji.
Namaste. Thank you, Sumita. Thank you, Panorama India. And thank you all the viewers who are with us today. I'm really, really excited to be here with all of you. And I also want to thank the community for their immense participation. And I've been told by Sumita that, we have a large number of participation, not only in the music section, the performance section, but also in the floats. So I'm really, really excited to be part of it and looking forward for the virtual India Day and Grand Parade.
So Purvaji, can you believe we've been planning this for months? Months back we had meetings with the community organizations. This was just a planning thought. What a different year this was. Of course, the plan was always to have, like we always do every year, Nathan Phillips Square, 85,000 people, huge, floats and trucks and performances. And then, of course, we had a very different year. And what is unbelievable is, and I think both you and I are amazed by the energy in this city, that even though we planned a virtual celebration, we cannot believe this, how the city has come together. Community organizations have come together and truly putting all of this together behind the scenes with, what I was mentioning to you, over 100 performances we have submitted this time around. We have over 44 organizations that have worked both for cultural performances and for the floats. So Purvaji, tell me, in the planning and as how things are going, what has been some of your favorite highlights and moments?
It's the way the community comes together here in Toronto has always been amazing for me. I came last year in September, and I missed of course the India Parade in August because I just couldn't get relief from the job I was doing in Delhi back then.
Yes.
But I've been hearing about the India Parade, and I really wanted to be a part of it. But as soon as I came, there was Diwali, there was this Dussehra happening, and the kind of invites. I went to like 45 Diwali parties and 20 garbas. So the energy and the enthusiasm of the community.
Yes.
That's so inspiring, and that's so great to see that everybody comes together for the thing. And and the same emotions and the same enthusiasm is reflected here in the way the people have come together for this virtual India Day parade. This is the most important, the level of participation and the level of enthusiasm of the people want to do things for India Day, living in a foreign country but remembering India in their heart. I think this is the most important emotion for me.
Yes, and one thing I remember when we started thinking about this, if you remember months before, when we said, okay, we have to have a celebration. India Day must, go on despite the current situation. And I remember one of the visions you had was, let's try and get the maximum number of state submissions. And I remember you challenged us. You said, okay, let's see if we can do this. And we had a community meeting, and it has been unbelievable, Purvaji. I think in all the years we've been doing it, this is the highest number of organizations that have submitted. We have floats this year we've never actually had even in the past. And so to us, we were amazed. I think a lot of that has come from your energy in making sure that all the cities come together, all the states have come together, all the organizations have come together, and we have new state submissions. So I think people will be blown away by the virtual parade this weekend, because there are some very, very interesting state submissions. And when you think virtual parade, everybody thinks, oh, it's going to be a truck or it's something that they'll do. You will be blown away at how they've worked together to put together their 10-minute segments, individually taping every element of each of those segments and then putting it together. Now, Apoorva, tell me, I know you've been seeing some of the promotions because we've been seeing the highlights. We're not allowed to see the whole parade yet, of course. We're going to see it with everybody else. What are some of your thoughts as you're watching the promos for each of the states?
It has been very interesting because, the way this, of course, the main elements of what should comprise in this float has been, we have worked together on those things. But, how every organization has perceived it and how they have brought their own uniqueness, the uniqueness of that particular state in beautifully together. If you give a same brief to everybody, you expect almost the same kind of, a result from everybody. But, it's very interesting to note that everybody has brought it their own uniqueness and the uniqueness of the state. And of course, that India is such a diverse country and every state has a different kind of food, clothes, language. So of course that also helps. But, the way they have, taken the brief and turned it into their own is really very striking to me.
Yeah, and what's fascinating, I think we were talking about this, is what's amazing is India is a mosaic, of so many cultures and languages. And what's amazing is Canada is the same way. We are a mosaic. And so we're such a good complement, to each other. And we're, as Canadian Indians, we're so proud because we get the best of all worlds. We get to enjoy. And I think under Panorama, what I find the most amazing part now, being in my 4th, going into 5th year, is when we do these celebrations, in one day, you get to see so many states come together. I mean, I get to see performances from South, North, East and West. So I think that's very rare that you don't get to see all of that in one day in one place. I think, Apoorva, one thing we must talk about is the contest. Now, we've launched quite a few since August 1st, but I think they can still submit this week. So do you have any motivational words for everybody who's getting ready to submit their submissions?
There are very interesting contests which we have put together for the community and general Canadian population here, and it's things like painting on the mask that we are wearing, and a video competition, and it's all very interesting. So I just request all of you to please participate in it, and there are very exciting prizes that await you. And I'm sure that you will love to just participate in it and just see, the kind of, we have already got a lot of entries. So we'll definitely request for more entries from all of you, and look forward for the winners will be announced on 16th during the finale. And, we'll request the winners and the participants to be there with us during the announcement of the program with their family, with their friends, so that it's so that the community, it will be another factor to bind the community, through a simple contest. So it's through India. So I request all of you to have great participation.
So this Thursday, as Apoorva is saying, this Thursday, 11:59 midnight is the deadline. So for all the contests that we have running right now, including the art one, the face painting one, your submissions have to be in, and the photography one. We can't even tell you some of the amazing pictures people are submitting of their favorite parts of India, but continue to submit them. Thursday midnight is the deadline for submissions, and we will be announcing them on Sunday on Namaste Live for the winners for these contests. And guess what else we're going to be announcing on Sunday? We are announcing the top 3 floats, the winners for the state submissions, correct?
Yeah. I mean, the floats, Sumita and the Panorama India board is not showing me the whole thing. I mean, it's a surprise for me also. But whatever I could get from them, I am seeing wonderful, submissions by all the states, and I'm sure that whoever are the judges would be having a very hard time, deciding on the thing. But I believe that, participation is the most important thing. The way, every community has come together and put up a float, that itself, it's a winner for me. I mean, anybody who has participated is a winner for me. But nonetheless, everybody wants to have that, who has the best float. And so that would be announced, and there'll be top 3 state submissions. So of course, top 3 will be announced. And I again, request all of you to be there with us while this thing is being announced, and it will be, it will be kept secret till the last moment, and I want you to be part of it when it is announced.
So I want to remind everybody, every day this week, 6:30 p.m. right here, we are going to be showing you glimpses of all the floats, glimpses of all the performances. There's interviews with, our local community leaders. There's interviews with past chairs of Panorama India. There's so much going on. All week, we have some amazing highlights to share with you. So you are all ready for the weekend. And, Saturday and Sunday, get ready with your family in your best clothes. And one thing we do ask, and even Apoorva ji wants, as you're celebrating with your families and you're watching, send us pictures. We want to see you guys celebrate. We want to tell everybody how you celebrated. So send us pictures. But we do ask, please, everybody be safe as you celebrate. And send us your best, like we said, mask picture. Send us your best, costume, traditional costume as you're dressed up with your family. Whatever you do as you're watching the parades and you're watching the submissions, send us the pictures. We want to see them. We're so excited to celebrate with all of you this coming weekend. One thing I think, Apoorva ji, we should mention to everybody is that state submissions ho gaye. Then we have contests running. Then on top of that, we have our cultural submissions. And when we say to them cultural submissions, they'll get to see performances from every state this weekend. But something very emotional also is we have patriotic segment. And what's so nice, Apoorva ji, is some of the patriotic songs that both the kids and adults are singing, some of the performances that have come in are so emotional that they will take everybody back, to their feeling of love for India and how they celebrate. So we ask that you're part of the patriotic segment, join in. As you're watching online, post comments. We want to know what you're thinking. We want to know what your families are thinking. Do you have a message or anything special to tell everybody for the rest of the week as they're watching and getting ready for the weekend?
I just want to, from what you were saying, I just, that send the pictures while you are celebrating. So I think it will be a great idea if you send us pictures. And of course, if with Consulate and Panorama India, we can select some of the best pictures and there can be prizes for that also. Let's do that, Sumita. And maybe by 20th, we can announce those prizes also. So I think that is very important for us, for all of us, because, doing one thing with all our enthusiasm is one thing. And, we really get motivated by your response. Anything which you will do with your participation, your response further motivates us to do similar things. So I think this participation photos is excellent idea. And we'll make a contest out of it. And definitely announce it, of course, not on 16, but later on. But let's do this together, Sumita. What do you say?
I think that's amazing. And I want you all to know the council has some really nice prizes, okay? I just want everybody to know. They give out some very nice prizes. I'm even going to submit. I think I'm going to submit for a couple of them.
You are disqualified to submit.
I'm definitely, मैं तो photo वाली तो मैं करूंगी. But I think from all of us, as Apoorva ji said, please this week join us every night, find out what's happening, let us share with you. And then this weekend, let's all come together, support all the community organizations that have submitted, put so much hard work. And you know what? When you find your favorite, post it, share it. We would love for you to share on social media which floats you seem to be liking the most. Imagine if your choices that people are submitting and the winners' choices, the top 3, all align. How amazing would that be to see if everybody ended up choosing the top, submission? So I think audience participation is very important. The more they post, the more they share, the more that we will find out, because we check, both Apoorva ji and I, we check all the messages that are getting posted on social media, and we want to know what you think of all the performances. So I think the final thing,
tag us also on our social media.
Yes, thank you. Actually, she's 100% right. Please tag us, because that's the only way we'll know you're posting. So please do that. I think, Apoorva ji, in the end, one thing we both want to jointly say is thank you to all the sponsors who have stepped up to help make this week possible. As you all know, Panorama India is a non-profit organization. we proudly put together events that are for free. So you all come with your families and enjoy. But the only way we do any of these things are by the support of our community sponsors who love India and want these celebrations to happen. So in that, both from myself and Apoorva ji, of course, from yourself as well, we want to say a great big thank you to them who stepped up and helped us make this week happen. Apoorva ji, is there anything you'd like to say to them?
No, I just wanted to say that, the upcoming week is very exciting, and, I know you all want to participate physically, but even I wanted to participate physically, but it's not possible this time. So this is the best we could offer. So I'm sure that it will reach a lot more people. I mean, because it's virtual, it's reaching, in India, across the world, and I'm sure this will help Panorama increase its, reach. So
Yes.
it's a kind of blessing in disguise. But I would request all of you to please participate in it, see what we have put up together, and just need your blessings and your best wishes. And please be there. Please be there with us all through the week. Thank you.
Yes, please join us for our opening ceremony on Saturday, so we can all be part of the national anthem. Wherever you are, stand and please join the national anthem when we do the opening ceremony live, and then everything else that's coming. So once again, on behalf of Panorama India and their entire board, and our beautiful Honorable Indian Consul General, Mrs. Apoorva Srivastava, a great big thank you to everybody. And join us. We are so excited. Let's make 74th India Day celebration. And by the way, the 21st celebration for Panorama for India Day. All together, a beautiful, beautiful celebration. Thank you. And namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Hello, this is me, Sahana.
इंडिया हमारा इंडिया मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया मेरा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया
जय 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 हे
Raja Raman, and I am excited to perform on Panorama's India's Virtual India Day celebration. Looking forward to perform for you all on 15th and 16th August 2020 on Panorama's Facebook page. I will be performing Tamil folk. Enjoy!
Namaste, everybody, and I want to welcome all of you back to our In Conversation with our current Panorama board. And I'm so excited to welcome my partner in crime, my fellow co-chair, Mr. Sanjay Makkar. Sanjay, welcome.
Namaste, Smita, and namaste, everybody.
Sanjay, can you believe it? We are celebrating India Day. It has come. We are in the middle of all of this right now. And this journey began, obviously, in a very different year this year. So everybody knows this is Sanjay's first year as on the Panorama board and also as a co-chair. So not only did he come on the board, he came on as a co-chair and he's in the middle of a pandemic. So, with all of that in mind, we kind of made a decision, obviously as a board, and we said, listen, it was important to celebrate it safely and together. And this is why we're doing this grand virtual celebration. So, Sanjay, I wanted to begin by really talking about Panorama India and its role, what it means to you. As everybody knows, Panorama India is a non-profit organization and it is a volunteer organization. Every director gives their time as a volunteer basis. So my question to you is, why Panorama India? Why is it important for you to be part of such an organization?
Well, first of all, surely it is, I would have to say that this is a dream come true that we've arrived, where we started from in the last couple of months. So it's definitely a great journey. And why Panorama is a very big question to answer, if I have to say that way, because it involves many, many factors, right? It involves our communities, it involves our culture, It involves the two countries, the love we have. I mean, many of us are born there, and made this our other lifetime country. So there is a huge amount of connections to the original, not only patriotism. It's like what is given to the community as a society. And our community has also grown tremendously and looking for that connectivity through art and culture. So Panorama has stood up always to that challenge to make sure that the art, culture, and the love of our country always stays alive. And not only stays alive, but keep progressing. So this is all what it means to me. I mean, as I said, I can speak all through the day on this, and it will never be enough. But this is all coming from my heart. That there's a lot of things goes through our heart that makes Panorama what it is, and where people connections, what makes Panorama what it is today.
So, I mean, so everyone knows, obviously, we made a decision to do a virtual celebration this year. And, obviously, when we began back in April to say, what will this year look like?
I remember that day.
None of us knew what would happen to us. Forget
Right.
Panorama India. Sanjay, is our co-chair for sponsorship and finance. So he's been dealing with really the people. As we mentioned, we're a non-profit board. Even for us putting something together, the financial cost, we put free events together. The only way we can do that is with the support of our sponsors. Sanjay, what have been some of your highlights that you were surprised by as we began planning and now as we're in the middle of it?
Yeah, so Sumita, of course, you also very clearly would remember April is not far back, but it is far back because we had this journey coming into August all the way from April, and we started visualizing that probably this is the way it is going to be going forward. So I think we should put our heads together right now as a backup plan, right? That's the conversation started. So to go back, the most important thing is that we saw that vision together, and our board, which stood up and said, guess what? Yeah, we should start moving very quickly. So how the whole team came together and started, progressing in that directions. By the time we got more clarity, going into, let's say, May and June, we knew that we are not going to be standing live on the stage in Nathan Phillips Square. But by then we made a lot of progress, and the kickoff of Namaste Live, and testing and checking how the digital engagement is going to be, and developing this whole the whole program where we're going to be arriving very soon, and really experiencing that what we have achieved. It's very proudful. So along with that, of course, these things cannot be accomplished without the true support from the communities, their partners, the sponsors, and a lot of these people. So along with my colleague Janak Bhavanani, our executive board members, who is also responsible for sponsorship, who teamed up shoulder to shoulder to me, and we walked I would say, I cannot say walk through the streets, but through the phone calls and the Zoom calls and a lot of conversation we had from community leaders, I'd say associations, business owners. Despite of the COVID challenges everybody was facing with their businesses and financial hardship, I just cannot tell you that it's so touching that they all stood up and came forward to support this very much initiative which keeps the communities going. So proudly I can say that all of the sponsors, the list is very big. I mean, people will keep watching them as they go through the shows, and they'll see their names and they'll keep popping up. They're on our website, they're on our posters, they've been on our social media since they've been coming on board, I would say all the way from July. So I would really like to thank all of those sponsors who came forward and supported us. Also, all the community leaders, associations, organizations, whoever we approached, who came forward to support us, so that we could deliver this high quality program, and which is meant for communities, which is meant for culture, which is meant for our beautiful country of India, and which is meant for, this is the most important celebrations of our life every year, which we do it here in Canada.
So Sanjay, I think, what I think we need to also share with everybody is, our board, just like we can only do so much as co-chairs. We have a phenomenal board, and, people are meeting them this week, and they've been meeting them this weekend, through, of course, interviews, because it is all virtual. And like you said, the board never has stood back. They all wanted to celebrate. They all do this for the love of India. we can only do so much. And like you said, again, it's the community. So I think what blew us away was even when we began the journey of a virtual parade, we couldn't believe the overwhelming response of the community who've come together. We have the highest number of state submissions ever for a virtual parade or even a physical parade in all our time. So that is not us. That is this community who said, we are celebrating this year and we are going to go into this new normal. And what we hope is that eventually this vision goes into where next year there might be a version of both virtual and hopefully we all pray that we celebrate in person together.
Absolutely.
I think, Sanjay, we work hand in hand, and you are very right, because listen, we can have amazing ideas, we can put this all together, and we can have a lot of vision, and we do as much as we can, but we do a free event. So you recognize correctly, it is the sponsors, and that has really been you and Janak working very hard to go and meet them and talk to them physically, and not physically but virtually. And it really makes a big difference to us, because we cannot deliver this without their support. We thank them very, very much. And I think as we continue to now grow this journey, and of course we want to make sure, traditionally Panorama India was always Republic Day and India Day, and what this digital platform has done is taken our love to a different level. First time ever we did Yoga Day this year. We have Namaste Live now, which again was, so everyone knows, it was literally all of us sitting and saying, how do we give back? And the way we said we give back is, we have a platform. We have artists who are sitting at home, who are amazing artists who've been tied to us for 20 plus years. We have seniors who are sitting at home. We have families sitting. So let's bring them joy every 2 weeks together as a board. And we are so proud of this board, both you and I, of the journey they put together and all this new vision they're taking Panorama into. Of course, we hope it continues even beyond us, and that's the vision here. So, Sanjay, as we celebrate India Day, is there a special message that you want to share with everyone? Is there anything you'd like to tell everybody as you're celebrating?
Well, the message I've always been throughout this time is, stay connected, love each other, love your family, love your friends. Let's stay safe, keep the hope going. And I wish everybody a good health. I wish everybody a safe health. And I wish to see everybody, in person as we go through this journey. So with that, that's my message to everyone.
And Janak, and Sanjay, I want to thank you and Janak, because you're right. He's been your partner in crime in getting the sponsorship and the financing, which is, we were having a discussion with so many other people. This is a very tough time for our sponsors. It's a very tough time. For us, the food industry, for example, food vendors have always been one of our biggest sponsors, because India, culture, food. And they've been going through a very difficult decision and journey right now as the pandemic, we're still in isolation in some areas. Some areas are not, different stages. But they even stepped up. Some of them have also stepped up this week, and we really want to say thank you to them. And I want to thank you and Janak for all the hard work you do for the board. It's a big journey. We've come together with celebrating, and I think together, both Sanjay and I would like to say Jai Hind and a happy.
And Jai Hind and Sumita, I must also recognize the hard work you had put together in this leadership and all the logistics and planning and execution. So Jai Hind, and thank you to you.
Thank you.
Hi.
We are Munni and Afzal Subhani.
We are excited to perform on Panorama India's Virtual Day celebration.
Looking forward to performing for you all on the 15th and 16th of August 2020 on Panorama's Facebook page. Thank you.
Thank you, and see you soon.
रंगीला, देश रंगीला रंगीला, देश मेरा रंगीला, देश रंगीला रंगीला, देश मेरा रंगीला, देश रंगीला रंगीला, देश मेरा रंगीला।
हिंदुस्तान मेरे वतन, तुझ पर फिदा हम सब का मन।
मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया, मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया, मेरा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया, हमारा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया।
जय 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 हे।
के रंगों से हम दीप जलाए, पैनोरामा के संग हम खुशियाँ मनाए, ओ मिलकर अपने देश की ऐसी शान बढ़ाए, अपने बच्चों को भारत का इतिहास सुनाए।
मेरा भारत चाहे अब खुशहाली आए, ये दुनिया देखे अपनी आजादी,
जहाँ सुंदर हर एहसास हो
और बुझती हर एक प्यास हो, ऐसा है मेरा नेशन। हिंदुस्तान मेरे वतन, तुझ पर फिदा हम सब का मन।
मेरा इंडिया
आजादी संग लेकर
सांसें खुल करनी, तरक्की हमने की, हर एक पल झूमे इंडिया, गाता है मन।
वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम।
वो आजादी के रंगों से हम दीप जलाए, पैनोरामा के संग हम खुशियाँ मनाए, ओ मिलकर अपने देश की ऐसी शान बढ़ाए, अपने बच्चों को भारत का इतिहास सुनाए।
मेरा भारत चाहे अब खुशहाली आए, ये दुनिया देखे अपनी आजादी,
जहाँ सुंदर हर एहसास हो
और बुझती हर एक प्यास हो, ऐसा है मेरा नेशन। हिंदुस्तान मेरे वतन, तुझ पर फिदा हम सब का मन।
मेरा